Good morning and welcome to Hamilton High School. I want to thank you for your attendance today at our Top 10 Luncheon. It's so nice to see so many of our district leaders here today. I do want to acknowledge the Board of Education who is here. First, our Board President, Mr. Scott Kruger, our Board Vice President, Mr. Steve Isgro, Board Member Dr. Glenn Stitzinger, and Board Member Mr. Larry Bowling. So gentlemen, thank you for coming to celebrate our seniors with us today. I also want to take a moment to recognize our current superintendent, Mrs. Janet Baker. Mrs. Baker, as you know, is retiring at the end of this year after 44 years in education with the Hamilton City School District and 23 years as the superintendent, and that is astounding to me. Mrs. Baker, once again, we thank you for all of your work that you do for the students of the Hamilton City School District. And I know this is a special group for you. It's the last time that you'll be here celebrating as the superintendent at this luncheon, and the last time with a graduating class as superintendent. So, Mrs. Baker, thank you for everything. Appreciate it. And as Mrs. Baker moves on with the next phase of her professional career, we're honored today to welcome Mr. Tony Orr, our next superintendent, and Mr. Orr was gracious enough to come down today and be with us for this important event. So thank you, Mr. Orr, for your attendance as well. Today we are here to celebrate 4 years of outstanding scholarship and to acknowledge the best that Hamilton High School has to offer. And I was telling a few people earlier today, this is one of my favorite events of the year because it allows us to really focus in and honor the top 10 students of this building. And that is something I think that is unique to Hamilton High School and something that truly should be celebrated because I know how diligent these students have been with their studies and how hard they've worked and how impactful they have been here at Hamilton High School. But not only are we here to honor the students, it's also an opportunity for our students to honor the educators who have guided their experiences at Hamilton High School. So seated with our students and with parents at their table are the mentor teachers they have chosen to honor. And I want to thank all of the teachers who have been selected by their students for this event. So teachers, thank you so much for everything that you've done for these students. I truly appreciate it. One teacher in particular this year, however, stands out, and that is Louise Jewett. And I want to take this time to honor Louise. Louise is retiring after many years of teaching and impacting students' lives. And it would be a fair guess on my part to say that every student in this top 10 at one point had Mrs. Jewett in their career. So Louise, again, thank you for all that you've done for our students as well. I appreciate it. And of course, parents and grandparents, your support for these students is critical to their success. It's also vital to our school district. And to have parents and grandparents like you here today, it shows us what a tremendous district this is and the support and what great things can happen when we have parents who are committed to their students and also to the district. So thank you for your attendance. This group of students we honor today is quite talented. And I was looking at some statistics on this. The average GPA for our top 10 is 5.16. The total number of AP courses taken is 73. The total number of credits this group will leave Hamilton High School with is 280. That is awesome. But this group is more than just grade point averages and class ranks. Each one of the students we honor today is unique in their abilities and talents. But one thing they have in common is that they will each leave an indelible mark on our high school, and I am proud to say that I had the honor of being the principal during their senior year at Hamilton High School. Before us, we have, amongst other things, a state champion, a powerful writer and speaker, a class president, performers galore, scholars, leaders, musicians, athletes. These talents alone leave me in awe. Now, that doesn't mean that these 4 years have always been easy or fun for this group. Far from easy. There have been setbacks. There have been obstacles and challenges that each has overcome. And things have not always gone to plan, and that's okay. That happens. It will continue to happen. There will be more to come. But what this group has, and what I truly appreciate, is an ability to bounce back from a disappointment, maybe a mistake, a setback, a poor decision, and handle that with grace and continue to press forward. I hope that through your work at Hamilton High School, we have prepared you to handle not only your many successes, and you will have many in store for you, but also the challenges that you will have to overcome. And I hope that you use that same grit and same determination that made you successful at Big Blue as you each prepare for college, career, and life. Thank you so much for all that you do for Hamilton High, and I am proud of each one of you. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Sarah Rye, and I am one of the counselors here at Hamilton High School. I just wanted to welcome all of you and thank you for coming to celebrate these fine young students. We're so happy that you're here, and I'm so proud of all the achievements that these students have done. They have worked extremely hard here at Hamilton High School, and we know that they have very bright futures in college and beyond. I wanted to point out in the program that each student has written about their favorite educational memory. You guys can just peruse that as we go along with our program. At this time, I will be introducing each student to the podium in rank order so that they can speak a little bit about what they are going to do in the future. So where they've chosen to go to college, I see some giggles, their majors, and I want them to also introduce their educational mentor and their families as well. Don't worry, students, there's bullet points up here in case you have forgotten those speaking topics. Okay, first I want to invite Roberto Castillo up, and he'll be attending Wright State next year.
Good afternoon. Well, as she said, I will be attending Wright State next year. I plan on hopefully majoring in chemistry and finances for pre-dentistry. Hopefully I get into dental school. I would like to attend the University of Pennsylvania's dental school. That would be the best. My educational mentor today is Senorita Palacci. I think she is the best teacher I have ever had because she is so bright and happy, and she just makes everyone else feel so happy. And I would like to one day be like Palacci. She is such a great person, and I'm so glad I took Spanish because I was going to take French, but I decided to stick with Spanish, and I love it. I would also like to thank my other teachers because they have also influenced me very much, such as Mrs. Vinegar. When we read Siddhartha sophomore year, I felt that a smile is the most beautiful attribute a human has, and I honestly believe everyone has a beautiful smile and everyone should show it all the time. Today here, my mother is with me and so is my aunt. They have been very instrumental in helping me decide my future career because they would like for me to attend a professional school such as medical school or dental school, which I would like to attend. And I've had a lot of fun at Hamilton High, and I love it, and I hope everyone feels the same. Thank you.
Okay, next we have Cassidy Hicks, and she'll be attending Woodford College next year.
Okay, hi. So my name's Cassidy, and I'm going to Wofford College, actually. So yeah, I'm going to Wofford College, and I chose that school because I just loved it when I visited it, and they offered me a great scholarship to play tennis there. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be on the tennis team, and I have no idea what I'm going to major in, like no idea at all. So yeah. My educational mentor is Mr. Eaton, because he has always been just a great teacher to me. Like, he is always caring for his students. Last week he made like 50 pounds of, I think, of pulled pork for his students and brought that in. And then, of course, no one remembered to bring in chips or anything, so during his prep period he went and bought more chips and pop and stuff for everyone. And you can go to him anytime for any subject, and he'll always help you. Even if, like, I just tell my friends, even if they've never had Mr. Eaton, if they need help on math or science, I just say go to Mr. Eaton anytime, because he'll be there and he wants to help. So he's just been a great teacher in that way, and mentor. I have with me my grandparents and my parents and my sister. So they've been very instrumental in my life, especially my sister. And I'd like to thank all the teachers I've had, because I've loved being, and all the administrators and Mr. Wilhelm, because I've just loved being here at Hamilton High. This is my favorite town and such a great high school, and I just love it here, so thank you.
Okay, next we have Carrie Venefron, and she'll be attending the University of Cincinnati next year.
Hi. I want to major in chemical engineering at the University of Cincinnati, and I chose this school just because they had a really good co-op program, and it was cheap, so. And then I brought with me as my mentor today Mr. Shermer. It was really hard to decide on a mentor because every teacher has really influenced me a lot, I'd say, and did definitely help me, and I liked all of them, and hopefully they liked all of me. And but the reason I chose Mr. Shermer was because way back when I was a freshman, there was this paper that I was completely unaware of, and it was teachers who were requesting for students to be in AP classes. And when Mr. Shermer showed it to me, and it was my first time seeing it, he said, "Really? No other teacher has given you this before?" And I was like, "No." And he said, "Wow," as if he were surprised that no other teacher would recommend me to be in AP classes. And that really meant something to me, that he saw potential in me, and because of him, I got the opportunity to be in AP classes, because Mr. Knapp never gave it to me, and Ms. Womack never gave it to me. So perhaps if it were not for Mr. Shermer, I would not be here before you today. What I really take away from high school is more confidence in myself, because back in sophomore year, I was number 13 at the time, and I would remember telling people that perhaps I would be in the top 10, perhaps I would be in the top 1% of the school, perhaps I would even be number 3. And a lot of people, even some people in this very room, laughed in disbelief. And here I am, showing you. So that's why it was important to my success, and I feel like without such confidence, I wouldn't be able to pursue all of the different things that I wanted to pursue and am now able to pursue. I brought with me my mother and my grandmother, Lisa Venefron and Mary Ann Schmidt, and if I could choose to thank anyone else, I would thank everyone who has ever believed in me, because without you guys, I definitely would not have the confidence that I do today. Thanks.
Next we have Alexander Sprague, who will be attending The Ohio State University.
I decided it might be a good idea to write down some notes because I had some extra time during the physics test. So here we go. I'll be attending The Ohio State University for neuroscience with pre-med and hopefully honors research distinction with a minor in music and possibly leadership studies. So I chose Ohio State for multiple reasons. When I narrowed down my college choices to 2 colleges, OSU and UC, I made a list of 25 things that I look for in a college. And I ranked each one, like which one is more towards Ohio State, which one's UC. And eventually it was a clear winner that Ohio State was the right college for me. It has over 1,000 extracurricular activities. And as many of you know, I like to do a lot of things. And so that also goes into college. I want to do as many activities as I can and make the most out of my time. Also, Ohio State has millions of dollars in research every year, and I want to and probably need to get involved in research to reach my future career goals. In addition, Ohio State has a very strong honors program, and I'll be able to take really unique classes, such as a trip to London my first semester as a freshman at Ohio State. And so that kind of sold me on just all of the huge opportunities at Ohio State. After college, I hope to attend medical school at Ohio State and eventually become a pediatric oncologist, which is also why I want to go to Ohio State, because they have 3 hospitals within walking distance of campus, all of which are state-of-the-art and top of the line in terms of research. So attending Ohio State will allow me to get a great head start on preparing myself for my future. The mentor I brought with me today was Mrs. Fox. Unlike every other teacher here, I've had Mrs. Fox for 4 years, my whole high school career. So she's really seen me grow up from a little scrawny freshman to a slightly taller senior with a beard. So Mrs. Fox has, through the course of high school, I've spent at least probably 2,000 hours at the high school with Mrs. Fox through show choir and the musical and choir. And so she's always supported me and really encouraged me to become a better performer and helped instill confidence in me as I've grown in my performing abilities. Plus, it's hard to not invite someone to a luncheon when you've gone to the Bahamas with them on a cruise. So, and then also at my table are my parents and my aunt, Janet Baker. They always believed in me, and they've always supported me. I haven't been the easiest to put up with since I've spent more time at school than home, and I've done every single activity I can get my hands on, but they've always managed to provide for me and allow me to do the activities I do and to help me become the person I am today. So thank you for that. Thank you.
Next, we have Liberty Sams, who will be attending the University of Cincinnati next year.
I plan to attend the University of Cincinnati this fall. I'm also going for chemical engineering like Carrie. Like she said, they have like a really good co-op program, and that's the main reason I wanted to go there. It's like mandatory pay, so that's good. The mentor I brought was Madame Stierhoff. I've had her for 3 years now for French, and she's just a great teacher. She's someone you can really talk to, and she really cares about me and all of her students. She makes sure that everyone in her class can succeed, and it's something great to have. She's also taught me a lot of other things like organization. She was very strict on how we organized our notebooks, and I think that's something I can take with me to college. At my table, I have my parents, both of my grandmas, and my 2 sisters, and I like to thank all of them because they really encouraged me to be successful. And I'd like to thank all my other teachers for also helping me get along the way. Thank you.
Next, we have Alexander Shooter, and he'll be attending The Ohio State University.
All right, hi, I'm Alec Shooter, and as Ms. Rice said, I'll be attending The Ohio State University next year. I picked Ohio State for a variety of reasons, but the main reason is because it was the only option for me. You know, growing up, Ohio State's the only place that I've ever wanted to go, and a lot of that is because of my grandpa, George Johnson. He, ever since I was born, he's, really trained me to become a big Ohio State fan and, taking me to all these football games. I've probably been to 40 Ohio State football games with him over the course of my life. So that's really the only place I've ever wanted to go. And I'll be majoring in mechanical engineering next year. I picked engineering because I've always excelled in math, and engineering is a really expanding field, so I just felt like it was right for me. And the educational mentor that I brought with me today is Miss Jennifer Courtney. The reason I brought her is because she's just such a positive person. You know, if I was having a bad day or anything, once 5th period rolled around and I had her for anatomy, she would just, her happiness is just infectious. She's just a great person. So she was always willing to make my day, and she shows me a lot of love on Twitter, a lot of mentions from her. So shout out Miss Courtney. And go follow her at Mrs. Courtney HHS. Great tweets. And I also brought with me my parents, Mike and Lynn Shooter. I'm sure a lot of you guys have some strict parents. They might be the strictest of the strict. They've always been really tough on me, but I appreciate everything that they've done. And my 2 grandmothers, Sophie Johnson and Betsy Shooter, these 2 essentially raised me when I was little. I was a terrible little kid. I was a complete brat, and these 2 straightened me up. Sophie taught me how to tie my shoes and stuff, and Betsy, she always used to play games with me. I made her break her leg once when we were playing soccer, so thank you for taking one for the team. And my 2 grandpas, Jerry Shooter, he's a big golfer, and whenever I need golf balls, he comes through clutch. Always has a big jar of, I don't know how he does it, always has a big jar of golf balls, so I appreciate that. And of course, George Johnson, who we have a really close relationship, and I just appreciate everything he's done for me, taking me to football games when I was little, taking me to play putt-putt every Friday. You know, those are some of my best memories, so thank you all, and so that's all I got for you guys. Thank you for your time.
We have Kalin Davish, and she will be attending Bowling Green University.
Okay, first of all, I just want to say I never questioned Carrie's intelligence. And second, I can't really believe I'm standing up here right now. I remember freshman year, Mr. Shermer told me I was going to cry myself to sleep every night because of the heavy course load I took. But I made it. Thank you. I made it. Okay, so I'm going to go to Bowling Green, and primarily because they gave me a lot of money. But I wasn't sold until Roberto and I went up there to see Nick Jonas in concert. It was awesome, and I really love the campus, and the honors dorms are incredulously nice. I'm gonna major in biochemistry pre-med and minor in Spanish. I've always loved science, and because of Palachi, I've become pretty fluent in Spanish this year, and I thank her for that. But ultimately, I hope to go to medical school and become a neurologist. I've always been infatuated with the nervous system, and I think it's very complex and intricate and interesting. And my mentor is Mrs. Jewett. She was my pre-AP and AP chemistry teacher, and I was also her TA this year. And chemistry was definitely not my best subject. I struggled a lot, but she pushed me to passing the AP exam, and also because of her, she gave me the confidence to pursue a degree in chemistry in college. It's going to be very challenging for me, but I think that I can do it because of her. And also, her club, Jewett Stewart Club, has gotten me out of the house a lot and given me a lot of opportunities to try new things and have fun experiences that I'll carry with me the rest of my life. And I really appreciate her for that. And I'm very sad that she is retiring this year, and the chemistry department will have a void that I don't know if anybody will ever be able to fill. And at my table with me today are my parents, Daryl and Caroline Davish, my grandmother, Shirley Davish, my brother, Darren Davish, and my cousin, Alexis Kopis, and they have always pushed me to pursue my dreams, and I'm very thankful for them. So thank you, everyone.
Next, we have Nathan Heimer, and he'll be going to Ohio State.
All right, so I'll be going to Ohio State University. I chose Ohio State because it's one of the best values in the nation. It's a really good school, and it's not astronomically expensive. And I'm also be majoring in computer science and engineering, so they're really strong in the computer science field. There are like endless things that I can do with that major. There's like 10 focus areas that I can choose from in my junior year, and I'm leaning the most towards like artificial intelligence or cybersecurity, so I could get a job in one of those fields. And I'd also like to develop my own apps someday. At my table today, I have my grandma, Janice Unzicker, and my mom, Joan Heimer. They're the 2 most important people in my life, and they always make sure I have everything I need to be successful, and they've just always been there for me. So thank you for that. My mentor is my track and cross country coach, Miss Scannell. Running has always been my extended metaphor for life, and Coach Scannell has been there to guide me to be a better athlete, but also a better person. In the most literal way, Coach Scannell is a trailblazer here in the Hamilton community, literally making trails, but also giving students here opportunities that weren't here before she was here. The mentality that I've acquired through cross-country and track practices have made me realize that I'm strong enough to take on the hills and the blistering paces and the lactic acid buildups that life will throw at me. And the mental toughness that Coach Scannell has taught me will be key into facing the challenges that will occur in college, and it will benefit me in the long run of life. So thank you.
Next, we have Alison Chadwick, who will be attending the University of Mississippi.
My name is Alison Chadwick, and I'll be attending the University of Mississippi. I chose Ole Miss because I love everything about it. I love the history, the architecture, the campus, the environment. The people are so friendly. And they have the 6th best accounting program in the nation, which is, I'm going to be an accountant major, minor in finance and in Spanish. I fell in love with Spanish because of my mentor, Sharon Palachi. Not only was she my coach for tennis for 2 years, but she was also my teacher. And she's my mentor because she's so generous, and every day there's 10 of us in our Spanish class. We would always ask for chocolate and coffee, and she always gave it to us. And not only that, she helped me fall in love with Spanish, and she has helped me become very fluent, more fluent than I could have ever imagined. And I'm so thankful for that. And then today I brought with me my parents, Amy and Peter Chadwick, my aunt, Susan Ballou, my grandma, Marilyn Smith, and my best friend, Jared Morrison. And I'd like to thank all of them because a lot of the times Jared and my mom dealt with me late nights filling out scholarship applications and helped me avoid senioritis. So I'd like to give a big thanks to them.
Finally, we have Abigail Tompkins, who will be attending the University of Cincinnati.
Hello, everyone. I wrote down something because I like to have a script in front of me, so I'll just read. Next fall, I'm attending the University of Cincinnati. It's actually unexpected that I would go there. At first, I considered myself interested in majoring in music business. However, when I got information about the session and interview for the College of Business at UC, my mother suggested that I go. I offhandedly agreed, thinking that I might as well take the opportunity while it was there. And the session was much more lucrative than I expected it to be. I learned a great deal about the college and was thereby persuaded that UC was definitely the place for me. My major is currently undeclared, but I am enrolled in the College of Business's Kalazdik Business Scholars Program. There I'll begin business classes my freshman year, have the option to co-op, and will study abroad as it is part of the mandatory required curriculum. No complaints there. I'm not sure where exactly this major will lead me into a career, but I'm excited to go with the flow, take signs where I see them, and end up in a career that is meaningful and worthwhile to me. My mentor here today shares the same go-with-the-flow sentiments. He is Mr. Jeff Simpson, my AP Language and Composition teacher from junior year. It's very lucky when a student finds a teacher who so readily reflects, respects, and accepts their personalities. Mr. Simpson did just this for me. My love of reading and discussion was perfectly complemented with his language class, as well as his mythology class, second semester, junior year. It was a pleasure getting to talk about getting to know beans and throwing away your TVs in his class, amongst other things, of course. My family members here today are my parents, Rob and Becky Tompkins, without whom I would not have the nurturing environment in which to learn and develop my interests. Also here today is my grandmother, Lois Tompkins, who I'm so very pleased and blessed to have leading me through life. I would also like to thank my grandparents, Sandy and Gunter Swain, for transporting me everywhere, my best friend, Taylor Jones, for being the most wonderful woman on the planet, and David Bowie for getting me through this year. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you, seniors. You guys did a great job. May is an exciting time of year for us. The year is winding down, summer is coming, and we get the opportunity to slow down and have a few great events such as this one and truly celebrate all the amazing accomplishments of our senior class. The class of 2015 has been awarded at this point over $3.6 million in scholarships, and just about $1 million was received by the top 10 students in this room alone. This in itself speaks to the incredible work ethic, determination, and passion for education that lies within each one of you. We are all so proud of you and know that when you leave these doors, you will never go without support. The educator mentors who are sitting with you have impacted your life and will continue to be there for you. It is what we do as educators. I would like to take a minute to have all of the educator mentors please stand so you can be recognized for being an inspiration to all students. Students, from the Hamilton High School, we wish you the best of luck in everything that you pursue. We cannot wait to hear about the incredible adults you become and the success that life brings to you. Thank you all for coming. Enjoy the rest of your day.